그래도
and 20 meters tall, the spire is the world's tallest sculpture. Woo! Now, saying that, my friends, most Dubliners don't really see the point. Oh, it gets worse, trust me. Especially when you realise it cost.
So we're not too far now, folks, from our stop number one.
Needle thing in the middle of the road. Straight ahead of us now, on the right hand side, we have the spire of Dublin. Oh, this sculpture, woo! Now, saying that, my friends, most Dubliners don't really see the point. Oh, it gets much worse, trust me. Especially when you realise it cost over 5 bloody million to build it. 5 million for a giant liberator. He was the first Irish Catholic man ever elected to Parliament here in Ireland. At that time, it was the UK 1592 by Queen Elizabeth I. It is still very much a working university to this day. Built in 1592 by Queen Elizabeth I. And it is still very much 1,000 students currently in attendance. Trinity is also a very popular tourist. Even more impressive when you realise there are over 7 million books inside. Before it was deemed essential, but it does give us the opportunity, my friends, to look now to our right hand side. One of my favourite buildings. Every single terrible decision in Ireland is made on a daily basis. Now you're starting to see how cynical I am I right? Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin, and the very beautiful Princess Grace of Monaco have all spent time staying there. But only one woman, my friends, even more beautiful than Princess Grace, has stayed at that hotel. Who is this goddess, this angel, this beauty that I speak of? Well, she is none other than my own dear mother. I got her a gift voucher 3 years ago. And a very famous Irish novelist called Bram Stoker was married here on the right. He married Florence Malcolm. She was 20 years his junior. But the real this is the world's first purpose-built parliamentary building. It is where the British Irish Parliament were based until 1801. In 1801, the politicians were all getting very nervous. There had been several failed uprisings here in Ireland, including a failed rebellion in 1798 led by Theobald Wolftone and the United Irishmen. It's a little bit like Dracula, only warmer on the inside. Now this beautiful building on the left-hand side with the pillars, that building, and they sold it to the Bank of Ireland, moved Parliament to Westminster in London. You know Molly Malone, that famous fishmonger lady? Well, her statue can be found up this next street to the left-hand side, guys. There's nothing parked in the way. If you look to your left now, you're going to see what it really looks like the Georgian buildings, red bricks. Stop number 9, rebuilt. There is a well that was attached to the original church from 451 AD. And now, if anyone was thinking of going to St. Patrick's, they've just told me it's closed for the moment. So St. Patrick's Cathedral is closed, guys. They won't let you in at the moment. I think there's a service. Because here on the left-hand side is where the original 4-acre site of this brewery began. So here on the left was the first spread all around the world, with the largest Guinness, and it was erected to commemorate the Duke of Wellington, who defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo. Is born in a stable, does not make one a horse. Oh, very charming, Arthur, thanks for the compliment. But makes you an ass. Sit there.
By her nickname. Now, her most common nickname is the floozy in the jacuzzi, as well as the bride in the tide. Then when the tour is over, yeah, there's the floozy in the jacuzzi. This is a soldier's graveyard, and those stone slabs are commonly used as picnic tables. And I even once seen a player yoga class taking place on top. Now just beyond that, you can see the building that's not There's the one on our right hand side with two white arches. This is called James Joyce Bridge, and it was designed by Santiago Calatrava. Now he wanted to make the bridge look like a book opening up its pages. Although whether it actually does or not is up for yourselves to decide. As personally, I think this bridge looks less like a book and more like a very... But why anybody would ever stay in a place called the Dead House is beyond me as well. Sounds like the beginning of a straight to DVD horror movie. Now the next stop, but if you come to the old distillery, they will give you whiskey itself to drink, and they'll even give you a little crash toll bridge when it was first built. Now the reason why the Halfpenny Bridge had to be built is because before there was any bridges in the river, you had to cross by ferry, and the ferry then would take you from one side to the other, or the Dublin government said you could reminder, get your act together and stop drinking during the day and falling asleep.
while you're here in Dublin. But the most impressive thing is they are all free entry. It costs you nothing at all to visit the National... You can all do that. But he was also a very handsome man. And if you look to your left between the trees in the corner of the park, you will see the handsome man sitting on a rock.
We are now crossing the River Liffey. The river divides the population of the city into two parts, north and south, but not even...
They were private parks in times gone by, and the residents of these squares during the Georgian era were none other than those naughty boys and girls I mentioned earlier, the ascendancy, the aristocratic